What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Andy Abramson, Elementum. Um, man, hope things are going well for you. It's been fun over the last several weeks just to hear about lots of great stuff that's happening with leaders who are leading college and young adult ministries. It's always fun to be on the front lines moving forward, being a part of helping people think through strategy, developing vision, implement disciple making strategies. It's been a good few weeks together. Hey, I want to jump on for just a couple minutes here today and do a recap. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. For those of you who are partnered with us, you'll have this training online already for you, and you'll have access to that in our digital platform. For those of you who are not, I just want to take a couple minutes today and do a quick recap on a training I did today. It was probably 45 minutes or so on reigniting your vision. Um, it's interesting as I think about just kind of this topic, the difference between me as a 25-year-old pastor versus now as being a 45-year-old. Just my ability that I've learned over the last 20 some years of being able to assess and determine kind of what's going on, and then to be able to kind of course correct and to begin to move forward, because this is one of the areas that I think early on as a leader, you can kind of get stuck in some of these ruts of like trying to, you know, move forward, and then you lose momentum, and then you gain momentum, and then you lose momentum. And it can be hard sometimes as you to have this clear vision and then just to need to jumpstart it because you feel like that you've lost some things. And so what I want to do for just a couple minutes, for those of you who are on my profile as well as our Facebook group here, let me share my screen real fast, get that going, do that, there we go. I just want to talk to you a couple minutes today about kind of some big, I'm not going to go into the details of it, but kind of some of the big points that I talked to some of our leaders in the training today about this idea of reigniting your vision. And so this is something for me personally that I was wrestling with over the last several weeks of just kind of assessing the end of 2021, the busyness of 2022, trying to kind of think through some of the next steps moving forward, feeling like I'm stuck, and just some ways in which maybe if you feel like that you're stuck right now in terms of moving forward, maybe some ways that can just kind of help you think through what moving forward looks like. So let me talk to you about just kind of three major ideas in terms of reigniting your vision. Number one is being able to identify the why. And I would say that this is the one thing that I really struggled with in my early 20s, is being able to kind of step back in the moment and to begin to assess and ask the question, why? Why was there vision leak? Why is there vision loss? Why am I kind of spinning my wheels and can't figure out kind of what's going on? One of the things that we need to do as leaders is to be able to take a moment and to step back and to begin to assess why that is. So there's some different reasons of why. It can be rhythms. It can be that we're not clear in terms of the end goal. We don't understand the pathway. Like there's a various reasons for why we can be in the situation that we're in. But one of the things that we have to do if we want to reignite vision in our lives is to be able to identify the why of the loss. Like, why am I struggling in this area? Secondly, it's to think about understanding what can jumpstart your vision. So understanding, okay, yes, you can step back and ask the question why, but what are some of the key contributors that you can go to that actually will help you kind of reassert or jump back into rhythms and habits and things that will help you begin to kind of pull you out of that kind of spot of being stuck and to begin to move you forward. Understanding, what of those things that will pull you forward. So you can do some things in terms of mapping, some things of like understanding key rhythms and to begin to develop some of those. And then the last one is creating a pathway forward, right? So now that you've identified the why, understanding why that you're stuck, um, understand what are the things that can help you get unstuck. And then the last one is, now how do you begin to create a pathway moving forward? And so if you're stuck, if you feel like personally you're stuck, if you feel like you're stuck in your ministry, here's three things I would encourage you to do. One is to identify the why. Step back, spend some time, begin to kind of pull back and say, okay, why am I stuck? Secondly, understanding, okay, what are the key things that will help kind of jumpstart me and get me moving forward? And then lastly, let's create a plan, right? What's the pathway? What do I need to practically do in the next 2 weeks, the next week, the next few days that will help me begin to move forward and begin to implement some of the things that will jumpstart me moving forward? And so want to just kind of throw that out, because I know in ministry, there's a tendency, or it can be moments where we just kind of feel like that we're stuck in our lives, stuck in our ministry, stuck in our leadership. And these are three things that can help you begin to move forward. So hope that was helpful today. Man, just keep pressing forward. If there's something we can do for you, if you want to talk a little bit more about some of these things, we'd love to kind of unpack them in even some deeper ways. So sounds good. Have a good rest of the week. We'll see you later.